Chosen one, pause here, not by accident, but by divine appointment. For this moment has been written into the fabric of time by the hand of the Most High. Long before you drew your first breath, the name you're about to receive was whispered in the heavens, not as a vague possibility, but as a precise part of your story. Today, that name is being released not for curiosity, but for confirmation. You've asked for a sign. You've looked for meaning in the people around you, in the patterns, in the silence. And now, the silence breaks. The Lord, in His perfect timing, is unveiling the identity of someone deeply connected to your destiny. This person is not random. They are a piece of your calling, a part of your healing, and a key to a future God Himself has been preparing behind the scenes. This is not just about romance. It is about divine partnership, restoration, and assignment. Perhaps you've crossed paths before. Perhaps they are on their way to you now, moving with the urgency of divine will. They may have moved through your life quietly, hidden in plain sight, preserved by God until this very moment. Either way, this is no ordinary meeting. This is alignment. Scripture says, "What God has joined together, let no one separate." Mark 10:9. The connection ahead will not just touch your heart, it will elevate your purpose. You felt it, haven't you? That pull in your spirit, that holy unrest that says, something's coming, something sacred. That feeling is not your imagination, it's confirmation. That stirring has been shaping you, maturing you, and making you ready to hold what you once would have dropped. Heaven has scheduled a collision between your path and theirs, and you are now being prepared to recognize it. But you must stay alert. In the next few moments, signs will begin to appear, clear, gentle, undeniable. Watch closely, listen deeply. For the blessing is not only in the name, but in your readiness to receive it. These signs will not drag you into confusion. They will draw you into peace. Now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to step into your God-given purpose, not as superstition, but as agreement with what God is already doing in your life. And stay with me until the end. Chosen one, for we will close with a powerful prayer that seals this message over your life. Your answer is closer than you think. You have not been waiting on love. Love has been waiting for you to stand in this moment. Let the unveiling begin. Chosen one, listen closely, for something sacred is unfolding beneath the surface of your everyday life. While you've gone about your days, wondering, hoping, perhaps even giving up, the heavens have been in motion, rearranging, redirecting, protecting, not because you are forgotten, but because you are being aligned with someone whose soul has been marked for you since the beginning. You may not recognize them at first. In fact, you may have already met them and dismissed the moment. They could be a quiet presence in your life, hidden in the background like a whisper from eternity. But today, the veil begins to lift. The truth is drawing near. And it won't come with fanfare. It will come with a quiet, undeniable knowing. There's a reason for the delay. God, in His mercy, sometimes hides the most important people from our view, not to confuse us, but to prepare us. As it is written, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. The connection your heart longs for has not been denied. It has simply been delayed until both hearts are ready to carry the weight of something holy. This isn't just about romance. It's about restoration, about divine partnership. You've walked through heartbreaks, false starts, and lessons that nearly broke you, but they did not. You've been forged in the fire of disappointment, so that when this blessing arrives, you'll know not to run from it. This person isn't just coming to love you. They are coming to protect what God is building through you. Somewhere in your spirit, you may have already felt them. A pull, a presence, a sense that someone is thinking of you in silence, and they are. Perhaps they've watched you from afar, unsure when or if they would be released to approach. But heaven is declaring, the green light has been given. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, Psalm 37-23. And so too are the steps of the one who is being sent toward you now. The timing is not random. It is divine choreography. Every past closed door was God's hand shielding you from lesser things. Every moment of loneliness was an empty stage being cleared for something greater. And now, the signal has gone out. The path has been cleared. The one who once seemed far away, blocked by distance, circumstance, or even your own doubt, is moving closer. Not with chaos, but with clarity. Not with confusion, but with peace. That is how you will know. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. You may have even seen signs, repeating numbers, a name echoing in your dreams, a sudden thought that lingers, a memory that returns with no explanation. These are not coincidences. They are markers, divine breadcrumbs meant to guide you toward what you were always meant to find. This person, this soul, carries something you've longed for but could never quite name. It's not just about how they make you feel, but how they unlock what God has placed within you. Their presence will bring clarity to your calling. Their support will strengthen your purpose. Their love will not distract, it will build. Two are better than one, for if they fall, one will lift up the other. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. And here is the miracle. While you were sleeping, praying, surviving, God was moving, quietly removing barriers, healing wounds you didn't even know you had, tuning your heart so that you would finally hear the frequency of home in someone else's voice. This union is not built on fantasy. It's built on spiritual readiness. That is why it has taken so long. The name that will soon be revealed to you may feel familiar, even shocking. Perhaps it belongs to someone you thought was unreachable, or someone you overlooked in a season of personal pain. But when it appears again, this time, your heart will be ready to recognize what your eyes once missed. Be still now. Let nothing distract you. The enemy would love to intercept a moment like this to steal your focus, distort your discernment, and keep you spinning in circles. But not this time. The fog is lifting, the confusion is breaking, and the final piece of the puzzle is about to fall into place. There is something about the first letter of their name, a nickname, perhaps, tied to a moment only you would remember. It may feel small, but it will carry the weight of divine recognition. When it comes, peace will flood your spirit. Doubt will fall away like leaves in the wind. And you will know, this is the one. So, hold fast, chosen one. You are not waiting in vain. Heaven is not silent. The revelation is near. And when it comes, it will change everything. You've been led to believe that the next chapter of your life would begin with someone new. A stranger, perhaps, with no ties to your past. But the Most High has a way of rewriting expectations in the most surprising and beautiful ways. The truth is, the name you are about to remember isn't new. It's familiar, maybe even forgotten, buried beneath years of assumptions, mistiming, or misplaced expectations. God is not merely sending someone to fill a role. He is revealing someone who has been hidden not for lack of readiness, but for your protection. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us. Deuteronomy 29:29. What was once hidden is now coming into view. This person may have walked through your life quietly, a friend, a colleague, a supporter, someone whose presence felt steady but unremarkable until now. You may have placed them in the category of just a friend, not knowing that the divine had placed them in your orbit for such a time as this. And here is the reason their name will shake you. It carries a legacy of loyalty you've never experienced before. You have searched for passion, chemistry, connection. But God is now highlighting something deeper. Consistency. A quiet strength. A soul that stays when others run. One who does not try to impress, but instead chooses to understand. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Proverbs 17:17. That kind of love is rare, and it has been waiting for you. Heaven has been preserving this person, shielding them from entanglements that could have damaged their heart, keeping them whole so that when they arrive in your life, they arrive ready. And not only are they ready to love, you'll come to see that they are ready to heal. Theirs is not a presence that demands attention. Theirs is a presence that brings peace. You have carried wounds from childhood, unspoken, perhaps even unnamed, but they have shaped the way you love, the way you fear, the way you pull back just when love gets close. And now, God is answering those silent aches, not with more striving, but with a soul who carries the antidote within their very nature. You may notice a trait in this person that surprises you. A gentleness, a fierce loyalty, a kindness that requires no performance from you. That trait will reach a place in you that no one else has touched. Not because they tried and failed, but because this person was designed to reach it. And the timeline? It is already in motion. Within the next 72 hours, you may notice something small, a message, a name, a coincidence, too sharp to ignore. A divine breadcrumb placed directly on your path. And if your heart is open, you will recognize it. Even now, as you listen, heaven is shifting from mystery to manifestation. What was once intangible is becoming real. This person is not just thinking about you, they are praying for you. And while you cried over those who left, they were asking God for the strength to stay, to be ready when the moment finally came. You've searched for love in all the wrong places, not because you are flawed, but because your spirit always knew that what you were looking for had to come from a different source. It was never about the noise or the chase. It was always about the divine alignment that only the Most High could arrange. And now, in quiet clarity, the angels are pointing to a window of 48 hours. A meeting, a name, a reminder. Something seemingly small, but spiritually monumental, will come into view. And in that moment, it will feel like every unanswered prayer, every tear, every delay finally makes sense. The truth is, this person has been closer than you thought, not just in proximity, but in spirit. They have watched, admired, waited not out of fear, but out of obedience. They were waiting on God's yes. And today, that yes has been whispered. There is a realization coming, and it will thread together every failed relationship, every spiritual lesson, every tear-stained pillow. When you hear their name, whether spoken aloud, seen in writing, or brought to you in a dream, you will know. It will carry the vibration of home. And home, dear chosen one, is not just a place, it's a person, a presence, a peace you can rest in. And so, as the divine picture continues to unfold, the air begins to thicken with the weight of revelation. You are no longer standing in the realm of possibilities. You are entering sacred certainty. Every moment up until now has been building toward this. A crossroad where truth meets timing, where soul recognition replaces confusion, and where the love ordained for you finally begins to rise from the shadows. The angels are signaling that the revelation isn't only about who, it's also about when. God, in infinite mercy, withheld this person's full presence from your life, not because you were unworthy, but because your sight was still clouded by what came before. A counterfeit, a disappointment, a fantasy that mimicked connection, but never nourished your spirit. There was a veil over your vision woven not by ignorance, but by grief, survival, and past wounds. But that veil is tearing now. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. That new thing is not always a new person, but a new understanding of someone who has been in the periphery of your life all along. Not because God was hiding them to punish you, but because your heart had not yet healed enough to truly recognize them. You are standing at the very edge of a holy unveiling. And here's the truth. This person's name will not stir panic or the ache of uncertainty. It will not set your heart racing with anxiety. No, when the moment comes, when the realization sets in, what you will feel is peace, groundedness, a divine calm that silences the noise of every false connection that came before. Their name carries a spiritual frequency, one that resonates with rest, not performance. They may be someone you've known, a friend who never overstepped, a quiet presence in your world who held back out of respect or timing. Or maybe a stranger who left you with a strange sense of familiarity, like meeting someone you forgot you once loved in another life. That isn't just emotion, it's recognition. It's your soul remembering what your mind has yet to understand. Right now, heaven is moving. God is awakening this person's heart. Their eyes are opening. The scales are falling away from their spirit, and they are beginning to see you not just as a person in their orbit, but as the one their heart has been preparing for. They are not arriving confused or hesitant. Their awakening is prompting movement, a bold step, a word, a gesture, something that will gently but powerfully shake the walls you've built around your heart. And I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. Ezekiel 36-26. This is not just their transformation, it is yours too. This is what divine love looks like when it enters your life fully. It doesn't just soothe, it awakens, rebuilds, and realigns your path. And the revelation goes deeper still. This person is not coming empty-handed. They carry with them a kind of stability and support that you have prayed for in silence. Their presence will not just meet your emotional needs, it will create an atmosphere where your own dreams can breathe again, where your purpose expands. Their love will not shrink you. It will amplify who you were always meant to be. There is also a prophetic layer to this union. God is showing that their arrival is tied to an unlocking financially, creatively, emotionally. A shift that begins to move other stagnant areas of your life. They are the missing link in the chain reaction that heaven has been preparing. And very soon, you will notice something strange but undeniable. A name, a word, a song lyric, a number you've been seeing, repeating, echoing, finding you wherever you go. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. God is pulling back the curtain. The veil is lifting. And what is emerging is the face of someone who doesn't just carry love, they carry healing. This union isn't only for comfort, it's for wholeness, for completion. And now, you are being asked to see with new eyes. For too long, you've searched based on a type, a pattern formed in the aftermath of past wounds. But now God is saying, this one is different. You expected a package, but God is sending a presence, a spirit, someone who carries what your soul was made to hold. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16-7. This person's appearance may surprise you, their background, their story, their energy. It may be the opposite of what your past self would have chosen, but that's the miracle, because this time, the choice is not rooted in fear, but in divine wisdom. You may not even realize how close they are. But within the next 24 hours, a moment will happen seemingly random that will pull their name into your awareness. On a billboard, in a lyric, a conversation overheard. You won't need to chase it. It will come straight to you, like a key slipping perfectly into a lock. The angels are aligning timelines, downloading the final clues directly into your intuition. It may come as a sudden pull to reach out, or a memory that returns with clarity. It will be quiet, but powerful. And when it comes, you'll know. This is not just about romance. It is about rest. It is about finding home, not in a place, but in a person whose very presence feels like the answer to 1,000 silent prayers. And this time, you won't have to convince them. You won't have to chase them. You won't have to wonder. Because they will arrive fully awake, with eyes only for you. Chosen one. The mystery is nearly solved. And what waits on the other side of this knowing is not just love, it is the next chapter of your life. One built on truth, on timing, on grace. And now, chosen one. Before the next revelation is released into your spirit, there is something sacred and weighty you must understand. What is coming to you is not simply a person, it is a covenant. A soul-aligned connection that has been crafted in heaven and cultivated through your seasons of waiting, wrestling, and wondering. But to hold what is holy, your life must be made ready. Divine love is not dropped into chaos. It is placed where it can grow, where it can be honored, where it can thrive. God may ordain the union, but you must prepare the ground. Destiny doesn't arrive only through dreams and divine signs. It enters through doors we open with our daily choices. This is the moment where your faith must partner with your preparation, where hope must translate into habits. You cannot ask for a love that heals if your life is still built to survive what breaks you. So, let the next stretch of this journey be a sacred turning point, a realignment of spirit, body, mind, and home. First, clear the inner space. Not just physically, though for some that may mean letting go of old messages, dusty photos, or gifts laced with memories that no longer serve your future. But more deeply, begin releasing the beliefs that have convinced you that love must wound before it can redeem, that it must be earned, chased, or feared. You were not created to beg for what heaven already intends to give. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Guarding your heart doesn't mean walling it off, it means watching what thoughts take root in it. Begin renewing your mind daily. Sit in stillness, breathe with intention, dwell on things that are good, pure, and worthy. Peace is not just something the right person brings, it's something you must learn to host first within yourself. Second, nurture emotional stability. Many have been trained by past disappointments to brace for the worst, to flinch at kindness, to question joy, to fear love's arrival, as though it always comes with an expiration date. But the person God is sending is not built for that kind of suspicion. They are walking in the energy of security, not chaos. So, your heart must be ready to receive love without interrogation. When conflict arises, and it will practice pausing. Respond, don't react. When fear rises, ask gently, is this truth? Or is this an old wound speaking? God cannot fill hands that are already clenched in self-defense. Open your spirit. Let healing come not only from others, but through how you choose to see and speak to yourself. Third, prepare your environment. There is a spiritual atmosphere within every home, and whether you notice it or not, your surroundings either nurture your hope or drain your energy. Is your space a reflection of who you were or who you are becoming? Begin to create order, not out of control, but out of vision. Rearrange a corner, light a candle, open a window, play music that lifts your soul. Even this act becomes prayer, a way of telling heaven, I am expecting something sacred. Remember when Elisha prepared the upper room for the prophet? The space was made ready before the miracle ever came. 2 Kings 4:10. So it is with you. Fourth, protect your spiritual alignment. Your discernment is your compass, and right now, it must be kept sharp. Stay away from the voices that cloud your vision, gossip, unnecessary conflict, media that drains your spirit. Do not allow people to plant doubt where God has planted promise. You don't need to burn bridges, but you must raise your gates. Your peace is a portal. Keep it guarded. Return to the practices that tune your heart to heaven's rhythm. Prayer, worship, quiet, reflection. These are not chores, they are conversations with the one who sees the whole path. As you stay in communion with the divine, you'll begin to feel it in your bones when something is wrong and when something is unmistakably right. Fifth, honor your body and your time. Treat yourself not as one waiting to be chosen, but as one already set apart. Rest deeply, eat intentionally. Move your body as a form of gratitude. Speak kindly to yourself. Handle your finances with care. Chase the dreams you've set aside. All of this matters not because perfection is required, but because alignment attracts alignment. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you? 1 Corinthians 6:19. Carry yourself like someone who has already been marked for something meaningful because you have. Sixth, examine how you love now. Before God entrusts you with someone's heart, He will often test how you handle the people already around you. Are you patient with your family, honest with your friends, gentle with yourself? The next love coming into your life is not a rescue mission. It's a partnership, one built not on fantasy, but on the quiet strength of daily compassion. Are you quick to apologize? Do you seek to understand instead of win? These small acts form the roots of a relationship that lasts. Practice now. Don't wait for the one to suddenly teach you how to love. Finally, speak your vision with clarity. Write down what your heart desires, not in fantasy, but in faith. Qualities that reflect maturity, truth, stability. Write them not to control the outcome, but to agree with it. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Revisit this list, often not with obsession, but with alignment. Remind yourself, I am becoming the person who can hold what I have asked God to send. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a form of agreement. A way of saying yes to the love that is already on its way. And remember this, preparation is not punishment. It is proof of what is coming. When God took the Israelites to the edge of the promised land, He first gave them instructions not to delay the blessing, but to ensure they were ready to carry it well. So too, chosen one, the steps you take today are shaping the ground where your next chapter will be built. God is not just sending you a person, He is calling you up, inviting you into the higher version of yourself, the one who can hold, protect, and grow the love that heaven is preparing to place in your hands. This is the sacred work, quiet, personal, holy, and it begins now. Something holy is colliding with your timeline. Right now, the spiritual frequency of this person, this soul God has been preparing, is brushing against yours. You may feel it as restlessness, anticipation, or even unease. But do not mistake this divine tension for anxiety. This is not fear rising, it is recognition stirring. A quiet confirmation that your spirit already knows what your mind is about to understand. God has led you through seasons of silence, not to starve you of love, but to strip away every counterfeit version of it. You have walked through the wilderness alone, not because love was far, but because the stage needed clearing. And now, just as the curtain is lifting, the one meant for you is about to take their place in the story. Don't leave the theater before the miracle takes the stage. The shock you feel when their name is revealed will not come from their appearance or timing, but from the purity they carry. This person is arriving without the weight of old wounds, not because they've never been hurt, but because they've allowed healing to do its holy work. And they will not ask you to carry what you've already laid at the altar. They come not to burden you, but to build with you. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten. Joel 2:25. This restoration is not metaphorical, it is tangible. This person will not see your scars as liabilities, but as proof of battles won. Where others overlooked, misjudged, or misunderstood you, this soul will see clearly. Their love will not come with confusion, it will come with vision, with intention, with peace. God intentionally hid your worth from others so that this one person, the one who was called, not simply attracted, would be the one to find you. The veil is thinning now. Barriers that once stood tall distance, job transitions, timing conflicts, emotional fear, are beginning to crumble. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but in the spiritual realm, The dam has already broken. And soon, the physical world will catch up. You may notice it first in something small, a name that appears twice in one day, a symbol you've dreamt about showing up in real life, a song lyric that hits differently. These are not coincidences, they are echoes of a divine conversation between your spirit and the heavens. The alignment is no longer a future promise, it is becoming your present reality. But before this veil fully lifts, you must come to terms with something deeper. This union is not the beginning of your journey, it is the reward for surviving it. You are not receiving love because you finally earned it, but because you are finally able to hold it without losing yourself. Many of the chapters you've cried through were not punishment, they were preparation.